All right. Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing great today. This is Valencia Flyer coming at you. So I've been working on this video for a while now because I just wanted to make sure that I was covering as much as I could. This episode is going to be talking about Detroit and its wonderful airport. We're going to be talking about the Detroit International Airport on this one and giving you a walkthrough. That's downtown. Beautiful place. I was really surprised when I got based here on how nice Detroit was, how clean it was, how modern it was. It was just great walk around, as you can see all the stuff here. The airport itself was one of the nicest airports and most organized airports. It was just really clean and modern and easy to get through. That was the whole point about this airport that I just loved. There was so many nice things about it, so many shops, so many restaurants, places to hang out, as you can see here. And it was just a great feeling, places to work. So we're going to be talking about the airport today, going to do a walkthrough. All right, so if we start off, pretty much the entrance, this is the entrance to the airport right here. Lots of this Starbucks just opened just a few months ago, so that's brand new. And this is the main entrance to the concourse. Now, once we get to the very end of this, we're going to be in Concourse A. Lots of shops. You can see right above these shops is a Sky Club. This airport has several Sky Clubs if you're part of the Sky Club. And Brooks, The Economist. Lots of nice places to shop. A huge screen and a lot of really cool screens right over here on the right to see where you're going. So we see all those screens right there. Very helpful, very modern, and a great backdrop here. You can see pretty much all of the airplanes in the backdrop. It's a very tall building, so it feels very ample. It feels very like, you know? So this is the Concourse A. It goes all the way to the left and then all the way to the right over here. So it's a very long concourse. I would imagine that the whole thing is probably like half a mile, maybe even more. This is the tram that runs the whole length of the A concourse, which will take you pretty much from one end to the other, with a stop in the middle is where we are right now. And we'll take a look at the actual gates in just a moment, but nice little fountain here. Open design, lots of natural light. An illy coffee shop here. There's tons of restaurants. This airport was just a joy to get to. So no matter where I had to get to, all our gates. There's a nice airport directory, as you can see, basically the layout of the whole airport here. The express tram, that's what they called it. But there are a lot of moving staircases. There's a P.F. Chang's, a McDonald's. This is pretty much starting going towards one end of the A concourse. Tons of places to sit. There's even a Westin inside of the airport itself for short stays if you were a flight attendant. I decided to come by and check out the very first place that I took a trip from. This is where I left for the very first time from Milwaukee, from that gate there. All right, so here we are back in the center of the A concourse. There's the express tram going now to the other end. Now, if we were to start on the center of the concourse and go up these escalators here, little overview right there, you're going to see what this looks like up here. So there are basically three main sections like you're seeing here in all of the airport. This is the center one here. And you would just come up here to decide which way you were going to go, to one end or the other. Now these alternate. Once you get in, you can see your gate there. This is going to be going all the way to gate A56 and 78. Load on, very easy, very nice. And then you're going to get a nice overview of the entire airport here. I really wish a lot more airports had this idea. I know that LAX is in the middle of doing something on the outside, like a monorail sort of a thing, but this is indoors and this just makes it so much easier. So here we are, just checking out how basically it all looks like. Taking off, going through very quickly, gets you through very quickly. All the shops that are associated with the airport, and you can check out all the sights outside as well. And planes taking off as well, so you get the whole show here. And now coming back to the center of the airport, to the middle of Concourse A is where we're going right now. Such a beautiful design, such a beautiful layout, makes it so easy to get around. It's really not a confusing airport at all. You've got A concourse, a B concourse, and a C. We're gonna get to the B and C in a little bit. So you'll stop, get back on, and now go to the other end. So this is kind of like a full trip going from one end of the A to the other end of the A concourse. The Detroit airport is one of the main hubs for Delta, so that's why you're seeing a lot of Delta planes here. And there we go. Coming into one of the ends of the A stations here. Get off and just go down and find your gate. All right, so let's get back on, and I'm going to show you what it looks like on the other end, starting from this far end. This really only takes about a minute and a half to get through. Then we'll duck into here. And then you see we're right back in the center of the Concourse A. That is the entrance right there that we originally went to. All right, so now we've come off the tram, and now let's go and head over to our Concourse B and C. You'll find that there are some escalators right in the center that we'll head towards, and these will take us all the way down. This is a beautiful, beautiful layout here. This window is so cool because it lets in so much great light, but you can also have a little bit more of an intimate view of what the tarmac looks like. There's sometimes a big old plane parked right there, and you basically just see everything in its glory. So these stairs are going to lead you down to like an underground, and there's a beautiful tunnel here that has a nice little artsy feel to it. Beautiful windows and light treatment. As you can see here, very long, but it's a great little walkthrough. And of course, they do have the walking platforms here to get you to and from a little bit quicker. But it's pretty impressive to see this. The very first time you see this, you're like, whoa, what is this? It's a really nice walkway to get you all the way to Concourse B and C. Here we go. So once we made it to the end, we can go ahead and go up these escalators. And then we have a similar view of the tarmac over here as well. And getting off, you're going to find a whole mess of other shops and restaurants here. If we go to the left, we're going to see Concourse B. If we go to the right, we're going to see Concourse C. So let's go ahead and go to the B first, and I can show you around there. Here's another Sky Club. A little place to hang out as well. And this is where our B concourse starts, right here at this Chili's 2. All right, so this one goes all the way to B21. Pick up some beverages, some snacks, some more airport directory. We're on the bottom half right there. This concourse is not as tall as the Concourse A, but it still has the same feeling, same design. Still just as easy to get to, getting on these moving platforms. Now, in my experience, most of my trips originated in and out of Concourse A, but there are some that come out of B and C as well, depending on your airline. They have those beautiful screens over here as well. Very organized, very easy, very modern, great layout. In my opinion, simplicity is best, especially when it comes to the airport. There are some other airports that are a little bit more complicated to get through, like Seattle. LAX can be a little bit complicated just because there's a lot more levels, a lot more escalators, a lot more twists and turns. But the Detroit airport just makes everything so much easier. There we go. And they're always adding new shops here. So I think they're going to be adding some shops here on the right-hand side. Little view of downtown. Great downtown, by the way. Some more workstations here, another place to hang out and relax. Look at the planes coming in and out, which is really cool. That it gives it that open feeling. It's really nice. And at the end, you'll see a Papa Joe's, a bar to enjoy a drink or a snack, and just to relax and hang out. So the last gate that you'll see here is B21. So I'll give you a little view over here to see what's going on at the end of the tarmac. All right, so let's go ahead and turn around and head back. Let me go ahead and let's make our way back to the center there so that we can show you Concourse C. So many food options here. So many food options. It's great. All right, so here we are at the center, and when we first get up here, here's Concourse C. Take a little peek down here. There's a little mini C in the bottom there, kind of hang out. I don't think there's many planes going in and out of that lower part. That's more of a place to rest at this point in time. I'm sure they'll probably put in some flights later on. Most of C is where we're walking to right now. Some more walking platforms, and we'll take you all the way to the end, which is C43. Now the C concourse, I believe, is the smallest of the concourses, and as you can see, it's a little bit tighter over here. Still a nice open feel because of all the windows, but it is a smaller concourse. And you can tell by the layout of the chairs, there just isn't as much room here as there might be on A or B. There are screens on the wall, a directory, and yeah, definitely smaller planes probably. Some ERJs, 175s might be coming out of here as opposed to the bigger you know, the 737s and above. I've never taken out of the C concourse, but I imagine that this is probably maybe more local flights, more local to Detroit. A Robert Mondavi experience, that's kind of cool. Yeah, so if you see on the right here, it looks like that's an ERJ 175 and kind of the smaller, more regional planes, if you will. And some more shops over here. I'm not sure why they're closed, but there is a Subway there. They'll probably open up later on today, I'm sure. And this is pretty much the end of the concourse. So here we go at, looks like C27 and C24 are the end over here. And there you go. So there's our airport directory. We're all the way at the bottom left there. Now we're headed back here. There's the center pretty much of the Concourse B and C, taking a peek down here once again. And back to our Potbellies and our Chili 2 restaurant. There is our Sky Club there on the left. And really, again, it's just such an easy airport to get through. Once you know the basic layout, it's just super easy to get around. So let's find our way back to the A concourse. Go down these stairs here, and then we'll find our way to the underground tunnel once again. And there we go. Atlanta has a walkway that's similar to this, but definitely Atlanta is a lot busier. They do have a nice little walkthrough experience depending on what part of the Atlanta airport you're at. But here it is definitely wider. It is not as busy, so it makes this experience a little bit nicer in my opinion. A lot nicer probably, actually. If you've ever been to the Atlanta airport, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The Atlanta airport is probably the busiest airport in the whole United States. Where Detroit is actually one of the nicest. And believe it or not, Detroit this year in 2023 was named the best airport as far as customer experience goes. So after seeing this video, you can probably have an idea as to why it received that award. Just so easy to get through, a great experience. It is a little long sometimes in walking, but that's where the SkyTram comes in and those walking platforms. And but again, it's just very elegant in its design and simplicity. All right, so let's go ahead and head our way all the way back up to the Concourse A. There we go. All right, here we go. Here is our Concourse A once again. A nice little sitting area right there on the left. Information booth here on the right. And this is the center again, going back into where we originally came from, the entrance. This is also where you will exit to once you've arrived into the Detroit airport. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty easy, pretty simple, very beautiful, very modern, and very easy to get through. So if you haven't been to the Detroit airport or you're going to be coming here soon, I imagine that you'll have a really nice experience in getting to and fro all your flights. And you'll find that if you walk straight through or go down these escalators here, you will find yourself into the baggage claim, luggage, and some public transportation.